Stadia's first launch exclusive title GYLT sees you take on the role of Sally, a young girl bravely searching for her missing cousin Emily in the old mining town of Bethelwood. Through the use of eerie lighting and tense encounters, the game provides an atmospheric adventure that's narrative is likely to sit with you long after you finish it. Tequila Works' third-person horror immediately throws you into the emotional story as you interact with objects around the town, placing missing person posters of your cousin. Whilst these beginning scenes are used to teach you the game's simple control scheme, it also provides the player with an important understanding of the game's premise within just a few minutes. You quickly learn that Sally is bullied by her classmates as you divert your journey home to escape them. It's from here that GYLT throws you into its creepy underworld and where the game truly begins. Throughout your adventure set in and around a twisted version of Sally's local school, you'll encounter a variety of puzzles. Each one is different to the last, but they very rarely scale in difficulty, with the solution often being more straightforward than expected. The puzzles provide enough challenging mechanics to keep the player engaged with the environment and objectives whilst not hindering the player's progression to the point of frustration. On the odd occasion where I was stumped by a puzzle, I often found exploring the area further for additional items and information usually quickly helped me find the answer.
Finders keepers.
Whilst exploration is key to progressing in GYLT, you are not left to do this freely. The game features multiple enemies and a detection mechanic all too familiar to fans of the stealth genre. These enemies behave with a simple patrol mechanic, moving from point A to point B. This allows the player time to study their movement, hopefully avoiding detection altogether. However, if the monsters that roam the school's campus do detect you, they will move to investigate the ghostly mirage you leave behind. If you're not quick enough to hide, you'll find yourself in a scary chase with few ways to defend yourself. These chases can be quite tense, but unfortunately they can be easily broken by an anticlimactic loading screen when entering a new area. If you're unable to locate a quick escape like that, you'll be pleased to find the school's corridors littered with accessible vents for you to hide in and crawl around. These small crawl spaces can lead to hidden areas containing collectibles used to further the game's lore and environment. Diaries from various characters can be found and read in the pause menu, delving deeper into the backstory of the game's events. However, these diaries are not essential to collect in order to understand the plot, as the game does a great job at developing the narrative as it progresses. As you wander through the twisted hallways, you'll be accompanied by Sally's trusty flashlight. This can later be used as a weapon, but is ultimately used to build a greater sense of anticipation and fear between the player and the environment. Too often would I find myself jumping at the shadows cast by innocent bins that I decided to investigate closer with Sally's torch. GYLT is by no means a difficult game, but it really doesn't need to be. It wasn't until the final area that I learned what the death screen looked like, but that didn't occur to me until it happened. I was still scared of the monsters, still scared of what hid around every corner, and still gripped by the atmosphere the game creates. The game is wonderfully scripted and acted, which combined with a tense gameplay and gripping story, makes for a must-play on Stadia.